Hello. How are you?
Absolutely good. Thanks. I'm Caroline.
I'm Justin.
Pleasure to meet you, Justin. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. Thank you for being here. Um, and thank you for releasing Bunny as a writer. It is so good.
Thank you.
Oh my god. I went on a trip the other day and I was like it came out and I was like in the airport and I was like, let's put this on. And it was like the soundtrack for the trip the entire time.
Oh, that makes me so happy. Thank you. Yeah, I
Um
really felt like that song had to come out in the summer. Like that's when we needed it.
It is absolutely true. What is a writer?
A rider is one who is known to ride. A rider is someone who is um, this is a great question. This is like a deep philosophical quandary, actually. This is like
Mm-hmm.
a rider is someone who's like down, right? Someone who is like joining the adventure or joining the party. Um, Someone who's like coming along, or someone who um has like um a packed schedule and is on the go and is, yeah, like activated. That person's a rider.
You get it from the song. I mean, it's just like,
This is one of those songs, and sometimes I really fight this impulse, and sometimes I just roll with it.
Mhm.
Um, I'm a melodic writer, and the melodies always come first, and then I tend to be very loyal to the kind of vowels that are in my melodic sketches because they usually are kind of helping move the melody along. And this was one of those songs where the lyric just appeared with the melody right at the top, and I was like, I was in the room with my favorite producer Danielle Harl when we were making this one, and he turns to me, he's like, "Caroline, what does bunny as a rider mean?" And I was like, "I have no idea, Dan." And he was like, "I hecking love it." So we just rolled with it, and yeah, it was just fun, kind of unpacking this character of Bunny, and then realizing that we all kind of ultimately want to be Bunny.
I think that we do. And also like we want to be bunny and also like hopefully you've got a bunny in your life, you know?
Yeah, I mean, Bunny can be very fickle. The state of being Bunny is the state of being difficult to get a hold of. You're ephemeral. You are not giving that text back. Um, you might have, you're arriving to the party late, you're leaving early. That's Bunny. You're in and out. Mwah.
Also it like, aside from bunny as a rider, it just like those bunny is a rider is just like a phrase that I will just say it because it's so like because it is percussive and because it is like it's those sounds that are important in the song and it's just like man it works and also the art direction is so incredibly good.
Thank
um
you.
is that art direction you is what say do you have in this?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I went to art school, and in a lot of ways, my this having a pop project is kind of the ultimate manifestation. But to be honest, like as a kid growing up watching MTV and like staring at CD packaging for hours and hours and hours, I was just so deeply compelled by that stuff. And artists like Marilyn Manson and Bjork. Buster Rhymes, who just had these like incredible, incredible visuals. And I was like, I mean, that's half of what excited me about music. Um,
Totally.
was getting to really have fun with it and do something that felt kind of alien and beautiful and cinematic. And um yeah, and I just love it. It's super fun. The cover for Bunny as a Rider was shot with my dear friend Aidan Zamiri in London. We actually didn't shoot it for the song. We just shot it as kind of a fun image that could circulate. And as soon as I decided to release the song as a single, I was like, this has to be it. It has to be the rearview mirror.
It's one of those things where it's like before I even listened to the song, I was like, I'm in for this. It's like that because that part is, I used to before like, um, you know, before like iTunes, when I was like really, it was like right before, it's like I just like came into discovering music right before then. And I would literally go to the store and I would pick through CDs and I would pick one up that was visually striking or one that like fit my vibe. And I was like, I'm going to buy this. That was
Well,
how I discovered hundreds of artists.
that used to be what album art was for, actually. It was kind of like subculture signaling, right? Like,
Yeah.
if you like this, then you'll like this. And it's so interesting because back at that time, similarity was used as a form of signaling. Like, if you were using a certain font, you knew it was an electronica record. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And like, and I say electronica, I mean electronica.
All
And
right.
like, you know, like gangster rap records had a certain kind of font. They always had that, you know, parental guidance logo on the bottom. Like these, you know, kinds of looks and feels and graphic design, yeah, we're signaling to your clan, right? But
Right.
now that we're in a kind of Instagram age, difference is what makes you stick out, you know. And also this kind of like dissonance between the music and the art is actually something that can make you stand out and make it kind of interesting. So it's funny how, yeah, how that dynamic has changed.
But let's say you are signaling, who are you signaling with Bunny as a rider?
Ooh, that's a great question. Well, if we were in 1999 and I was trying to like signal to my clan, to me, Bunny as a Rider feels very like horror film, but like very 80s horror film. And so I guess in that sense, I'd be going for the like goth kids or the kids who are into B movies. Um, but also the kind of pop fans, you know, there's a kind of like Michael Jackson-y kind of classic pop quality to the cover. Um, and I'm not mad at any of that.
Yeah. Um, we also continue to play So Hot You're Hurting My Feelings just all day, every day. And I have always wondered, who is that song about?
We'll have to out him now on the air. That song is about my now boyfriend, Matt Copson, but we were in a long distance relationship for like 2 years. And as anyone who know, have you ever been in a long distance relationship?
Unfortunately, yes.
I mean, it's the worst. It's a lose
Uh,
lose. A
it,
long distance relationship is a lose lose situation because if you're in love, you're in pain.
I
And if you're
agree.
not in love, you're wasting your time. So
Yes.
it's brutal. So that song was about, you know, the angst and pain of being in a long distance relationship. You know, that line, "Don't send me photos, you're making it worse." It's
Mm-hmm.
like getting that content doesn't make you feel any better. So that's what the song is about.
um, I was I was at like a Instagram live stream with uh Waxahachie and Kevin
Love her.
Morby. And she covered it. And Kevin Morby, who they're dating, he was like, "Oh, I heard her doing this song and he didn't know that it was your song." And he was like, "I was so flattered."
I mean, listen, you know, covers are done with intent. This, Kevin, if you're listening, it might still be for you.
Well, I love that. What is uh are you a horse girl?
I'm a recovered horse girl, if we're being honest. Um, I was a kind of socially maladjusted preteen. I like had a lot of trouble making friends, and I was like, I looked about 3 or 4 years younger than everyone. I was like this
Sure.
shrimpy little thing with like big teeth, big nose, big ears, and I found my yeah, my spiritual center at the barn. I loved horses and riding and being around them, and I was also really good at it, even though I didn't have much body mass. And and I think I learned a lot from riding too. I think I developed like an internal sense of rhythm and spatial awareness, and of course, a love for leather and buckles, which has not left me to this day.
Why do you say that you recovered?
Oh, because it is it's an obsession. It's like a, you know, it's a whole lifestyle, and it's like an extremely expensive, unsustainable one. Um, but yeah, there was a point I rode until I was about 15 when my mom cut me off. She was like, "This is I'm done." So then I had to learn how to talk to people.
Are you an obsessive person?
I can be. I can be. I mean, I think most of us can be, but I don't have an addictive personality, but I do get very obsessed with certain people or certain songs. Like I listen to music like a 10-year-old. If I fall in love with a song, I listen to it on loop for days.
Yeah.
Um, I get very obsessed with like perfumes.
Love
Um,
that.
yeah, I mean, I don't go through many of them, but if I latch onto one, I get obsessed with it. Um,
Love that.
Maybe because with all these things, with people or music or smells, there's so much room to kind of project and fill them with your imaginary version of what they are, and that's like the ultimate form of creativity.
Totally. What's most recent obsession? Be it smell, song,
Oh,
thing.
maybe I'll give you all three.
Yes.
Okay, so smells. I was in Barcelona recently doing some
So
writing
was I
sessions. Really? When were you there?
2 weeks ago.
Oh, jealous. I wish I could go back. I wish I could like
That was Bunny as
teleport.
a Rider. Listened to it in Barcelona. That was
Oh,
like the soundtrack for an entire week in Barcelona.
oh my God. All right,
Yeah.
well, my work here is done. I quit music now. But I was in this market square in Barcelona in like the Gothic district, maybe you know it.
Yes.
And there was like a bunch of street vendors that set up stalls, and there was like a perfume vendor that was selling these like little bottles of perfume for like €5 each, and like they totally looked like some bathroom products from like 1979. And I just kind of bought the one that said like Violetta, like violet, and I'm obsessed with it. And I've gone through like pretty much the whole bottle by now, and I know I'll never get this bottle again, and that's part of what makes it beautiful.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, and in music, I'm obsessed to the point that like everyone around me is annoyed by now, with the new EP that DOS just put out, DOSS.
Okay.
Um, she makes this like really sweet ephemeral dance music that's like absolute crack to me, and I just can't stop listening to it.
Wow. What do you know a song from it that you could direct me to that I could possibly
Yeah.
play today?
Well, given that you guys have like a kind of like nutritious indie rock bent on the station, I would start with a song called Strawberry.
Yes. What draws you to this?
The song or the music?
Both.
Um, there's something kind of euphoric and tragic in her chords and sounds. And if I tried to describe it on paper, like the kinds of sounds she uses, it would seem really generic, but yet it's not. And that is very mysterious to me. I also like cannot produce dance music for my life. And so I have a lot of respect for it as a form. And the stuff she makes is just really sleek and like finely sanded and dreamlike. And I love it.
Okay. And what's the third obsession? Those were two.
Okay, well, you asked me for a person I'm obsessed with right now. I mean, I'm never not obsessed with her, but Charli XCX. I'm like staying at her house right now. I'm in her guest bedroom and watching her prepare her new album campaign. And I'm just in such awe of her. She's such a creative force and like such a badass and so funny and just really smart. So
What's
obsession for
your
Charli XCX continues.
what quality does she have that you are that normal people don't have?
Ooh, tenacity.
How does that show itself?
In her like relentless like reinvention and like uh yeah, just velocity. Like, I think some like pop stars have it and some don't, and she has it.
I love that. Um, and what is you gave the DOS, but I would love to come out of this with a song to play. What's another song that you can't stop listening to?
Oh, besides Strawberry by DOS. Oh, let me take a quick look at my.
What is your phone background right now?
It's been the same for years. Wait, I'll turn it off and turn it back on so you can see. It's this dove in midair.
Did you take that?
I wish. I wish I took this. Although LA is filled with these exact kind of like mourning doves. They're like really tiny and brown, and it's kind of surreal looking up in the sky and seeing birds in the exact same configuration as my phone background.
Yeah. The phone background is such a personal thing. That's
It really
like
is. It's also really useful when you lose your phone because you're like, it's the phone with the bird on the lock screen. People are like, okay. Um,
it sounds like you've had some experience there.
oh my God, totally. Oh, okay. Other song I'm obsessed with at the moment, which is probably not as in line with what you guys play on the station,
Whatever.
is a song that was a big hit in like Y2K era in South America and Spain, but that we never really got in America, which is called Comoronea, which is spelled like COMO space RONEA, by a girl group called Las Chuches.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
And they were like a flamenco group, but with like Timbaland-esque like production. So it's like the full like hot-blooded flamenco vocal, but over these like, I mean, the full kind of Y2K Timbaland production. So it's mwah, mwah.
Wow. Okay.
It's a jam. It's a jam.
All right. I can't wait to listen to that. And also, this is the time. So that's the whole thing.
Exactly.
Okay. So thank you for talking to me. Thank you
This was so fun.
Thank you for making incredible music. I thought that you could not beat So Hot You Hurt My Feelings, and then Bunny Is a Rider came out. So,
I just want to give a shout out to the fat cat that's lounging on the ground. So adorable. I've just been enjoying watching his little tail like curling up and down this whole interview.
Love that. Shout out. His name is Slim Jim. Shout out Slim Jim.
Oh, my boy.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Right. Bye.